Hey girls, happy Friday. Oh my goodness. I have some like really big news today and I'm not gonna cry. I'm gonna try not to. First though, I was reading my prayer. I read this light worker's prayer every time I get on live. I read this prayer that one of my teachers, Rebecca Campbell, she gave me this prayer, or gave everybody this prayer that's in her membership. It's called the Rise Sister Rise membership, and after reading it, I feel so much better every time I read it. I get so nervous. I get my nerves going before I go live, especially with this one that I'm about to do, and I feel like all like, oh my gosh, am I gonna stutter on my words, or do I look okay? All this stuff. But then I read this prayer and it's just like, it takes it all away for me. So, and then the very last line of it is like, it's so powerful for what's happening today. So it says, I am here to be truly helpful. I am here to represent she who sent me. I do not have to think about what to say or do because she who sent me will direct me. I am happy to be wherever she wishes, knowing that she always goes with me. I will be healed as I let the healing happen through me. That's powerful. Because, so I started this group about when the quarantine started as just like I don't know, I was just guided to start this group because I had done something that a lot of that everyone in my life and everyone I've talked to is like, it's remarkable what I've done. And that is, over the last 3 years, I've done a tremendous amount of healing and unraveling of who I am, or to find out who I really am, and unraveling of what the world has placed upon us, as growing up. And so I worked all through that. Like, I became this, what happened to me is that I was asleep and I woke up. It was an awakening. And so I don't know if you've ever experienced anything like this. If you have, like, please, like, let me know. I want to hear your story. I want to hear stories. I know if you've been in here for a while, I love to hear stories. And I went through the group yesterday to just see some comments of whatever you guys maybe had said, and I want to know how I could show up and help you. Because there was one area of my life that I couldn't show up and help you with, and that was with a relationship. But what the remarkable thing is that I did all of this healing work, and I'm in my truth. I'm standing in my truth, like, to the fullest. Well, I mean, now I am. While I've been dating this man who is very unwell. He is narcissistic. He's narcissistic. He lives with his ego leading the way. And I studied it. I studied how he would treat me, and I helped him overcome. I helped him because I wanted to see him do well in his life. I do have love for this man. However, all of the stuff that I show up and I teach you guys, or I share it with you because I want to help you feel good. Because when I started feeling good in my life, that's when things started happening. When you feel good, your vibration rises and you start to attract the things that match your vibration. I mean, that's the truth. That's that at the end of the day, that is how life works. And not just things that match your high vibration, but when you have a low vibration, you bring that in too. So manifesting works both ways. And I'm going to get into that like in a couple weeks, because now I have something like I want to talk about instead of that because of what's happening in my life. So I've made excuses. I validated my relationship with him. Even in this group, like, I apologize to all of you because it's like, I know how to help you feel better and raise your vibration, but I couldn't show up and truly be authentic to being a helping you in your relationships, because mine with David was just horrible. Just it's awful. It's very unhealthy. It's toxic. And every other area of my life is like awesome. I have the most amazing support system. I love this group. I love what I'm doing. I want to coach. I want to help. I want to help you get through things that I've been through before. Because that's what I feel that's what we're here for. When we go through something and we heal from it, and when we heal from something is when we can talk about it and not cry. That's the easiest way I can explain. So that's why I said, I'm going to try not to cry through this, because I have a lot of healing to do going through this. But what I can help you with is that, and this is why I came on now, Ariana and Heather are two women in here who I asked a question on the Finding Yourself post about what they're struggling with. I want to ask them specifically because they really loved that post. I wanted to know more, like what are you struggling with specifically? What I can help you with. And I hadn't read their comments. Last night I didn't read Ariana's. I read hers this morning, both of them. And when I read them, and everything that's going on in my life right now, because I've been, the last couple of days, I'm like, I gotta leave David. I gotta leave him. I have to leave him. And then I read their comments, and they just, sorry. I just knew I had to come on here. Okay. But anyway, I just had to come on here because there's so many women, like, struggling with from trying to heal from toxic relationships, and even men go through this with women. When there's toxic women too. I was one to Daniel. Like I've said, how David's been to me, I was to Daniel that way. Not to like the degree that David is, but yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And I tried to validate it to me myself because I knew how to detach, right? I told you that was the best thing that ever happened to me, and it did, even in other parts of my life where I could start to detach with love and just allow people to have their own experience and take care of their own problems, and me not show up for them, because that's what I was doing. When I started this whole thing, when I started noticing what was happening to me and I was healing, I started, giving advice everywhere, right? And everyone would be like, how did you heal? How did you do this with this man? With this man who, he's never encouraged me. He doesn't encourage me at all. My whole business, whole year, no encouragement. Only encouragement when he saw that I was doing good. And I brought in the first, couple clients. And he's like, I'm sorry. He did apologize. And he said he was sorry. And good job. Right? That was it, though. There was nothing before that. It was all, you're just playing on the computer and you sit on your ass and you're lazy and you're if you, Ariana and Heather, know what I'm talking about, is that when you're in an unhealthy, a toxic relationship, and what I call it now is in a relationship with an unwell person. So they are, they probably have narcissistic personality disorder. Hi, Heather. I'm talking about you right now. And if you want to come on with me, you can. Like I said, I feel like when I saw your comment about your daughters, that's why I'm doing it. If she was in this position, I would tell her to leave. She would do what I'm doing right now. She's so amazing. And David's not mean to her, but he's, you already know. I don't even need to tell you, right, Heather? Yeah. It's, that even if they're not directly verbally abusing my Izzy or the kids, it's their ways, and they're controlling, the controlling things they do. And Izzy, the way David loves is by getting things. He thinks that's how he's going to win her affection, which Izzy loves him anyway. She does. She loves him. And, but this is not going to break her heart. We talked about it last night. She knows that I'm leaving, or that we're leaving. We're not leaving this house, because to me, this is Izzy's house, right? She needs stability. And so I'm going to keep this house for me and her until I figure something else out. So all the details aren't worked out yet, but I'm leaving. I'm not doing this anymore with him. And I'm not going to I'm not going to make excuses anymore. And I'm not going to try to validate it because I know when people, I know what his behavior is to me. So like Heather, your ex, like his behavior towards you then, it wasn't really because of you. It's because of what's happening inside, right? And that's how I would validate it. Even here, I try teaching on that to myself in my head. I'm like, okay, I know that his treatment isn't personal to me, so I shouldn't take it, I'm not going to take it to heart. I'm going to help him get better. I'm going to help him. That's how I, and not so much fix him, but yes, I thought I could fix him. I thought that he was going to change because there would be like little tiny changes, right? And then, it's at the end of the day, it's his default mechanism, his default state of being is not healthy. It's not, to me. He's in jail right now, for probation violation. He's been there for 2 months and he has 1 more month to go. So God made, like, this is God, because he's tried to get me to leave a couple other times, but God did this. I'm absolutely, or higher power, whatever you believe in, that is what happened here. And then, since I still wasn't budging, he sent someone else in, a good friend, like, and my friends, and just, I'm done. I'm so fucking done. And, this morning was the last, like, I felt, I had, those feelings that come up when you start thinking about the memories, right? Heather, I'm sure, I know, like, when you start thinking about the good times and you focus so much on that. Like last night I started crying and I'm just like, I can't do this. Like, I love this man. I can't do this. And then, all of his stuff is still, in the house. His stuff's on the side of the bed. Izzy's been sleeping there with me, of course, last 2 months, but his hats are up there. And then this morning he calls and it was just, it was like a snap of a finger. I was like, oh, hell no. Okay, I'm done. I'm not missing him anymore. Like, I'm done. I'm so fucking done. And I hung up and I blocked the jail number. I'm so done because that memory, that thought of the good thoughts or the feelings that come up and also because we like to feel wanted, and they have narcissistic people who suffer with narcissistic personality disorder, which that's going to be in here much more because I've studied it for the last 2 years because, David was like a science project for me, I guess, is what it seems like. But it's real. It's so real. And there's things that David said to me, like one time, this is just an example. And Heather, please give me some examples when you want to, when you feel called to. But, Izzy, I got her a new pair of boots from the children's place. This happened this past summer, about a month before he went to jail. And I got her a pair of boots. We went shopping. Izzy and I had a great Saturday. Well, he went with the boys to Missinawa Beach and his family, and I was supposed to go meet up with it. We were, but we didn't. Izzy and I were we were enjoying our girls' day. And so I got her some school clothes and I got her these black boots. Well, David, he has had this crazy freaking thing with shoes. I don't know, it's weird. It's just he's obsessed with shoes, and even with Izzy, she has to have it's weird. So we get home and the kids go out in the pool and Izzy has her black boots on, but David didn't see them. I hadn't told him yet because he was he didn't think I had very much money or something. I can't remember what happened. But anyway, I was starting to cook something and he's all happy and kisses me and it's blah, blah, blah. Goes out the door, goes out to the pool, then sees Izzy playing in her black boots. Comes, I swear to God, 30 seconds later, it felt walks to the door and he's like, you're fucking stupid. You are so fucking stupid. Why the fuck would you buy her black boots? With you don't have any money. We're fucking lazy. Go back to the Mexicans, he said. Because I dated a Mexican before. And he was just so nasty to me. I mean, that. And I was cooking dinner I was right there for his boys. His boys were here. And remember calling my best friend after this because he starts yelling at me, and he's like, just fucking, he's like, I'm done with you. He said, I am done with you. And I'm like, okay, whatever, be done with me then, but I'm a fucking badass and you're dumb. Like, just get out of here. And that's how I just, didn't even think about it. But then I was cooking dinner and I thought, there's women who can't do that. They take it to heart, like, their words. And it just made me, like, I called Cassie and I'm like, oh my God, I have to get on live. I have to go live about this. But I didn't want to tell everybody yet about, that was a part of my life where I'm like, it's going to be okay. He's going to get better. He's going to love me like the way I love him and, all this, but they're not capable of that love. They're not even capable of that love for their children. And so I'm done. I'm 100% done. And that's why I'm doing this live. And then I got on and I saw Ariana's comment and yours, and you're both about relationships and how you are. And Heather, the PTSD is so real. I get it. I'm there with you. Like, I know it's going to be a long, like, I have a journey of healing that's going to happen. And I'm doing it along with you girls. And I couldn't show up in this business or in this part of my life, this passion project that I'm doing with coaching, with that relationship, with that negative energy in my life, because you guys know, I don't have to explain anything to this group because you guys, I 100% believe that and I'll tell another story another day. There's a little bit more that goes with this about how it all came about and the power of energy, and when you level up and you heal and you become solid in who you are, in your truth, and you become so unapologetically who you are, okay? When you get to that point and then you just want to serve, you just want to show up and serve, there's a shift that happens. You begin to attract people in your life who are that same way, which that's what I was doing. That's all. I mean, I swear, every person in my life didn't want me with David. Every single person there, even our friends are like, Nikki, no, right? I mean, every single person, even I love his mother, and she's one of my biggest supporters. Like, she might even watch this. Like, his mother is amazing, and I have the best support system, but then I have him. That's it. It was just him. That was it. That was he tried, right? I'm sure he tried, but it's just, this morning just was it. I'm done. And I'm just so happy about that. And I just wanted, and when I saw your comments, Heather, when I saw yours, especially about your daughters, I'm just like, oh my God, I have to get on now. Not now, it's like an hour later, but like, I had to get on and just tell you, like, I'm so proud of you. And like, you inspired me this morning. You did. You inspired me, Heather, to get on here and just tell you guys, because I've been telling whoever I could that this is what I'm doing, because then the more that we speak it, because you already know, Heather, you probably thought of leaving and knew you needed to leave for a long time, but you stayed for the kids, and you stayed because it's easier. It's easier just to deal with the shit than it is to completely uproot your life, especially when there's kids involved. So I get it. And I just want to apologize about my inability, not really apologize, but like, I've always been codependent. Always. In every relationship, I've needed that. I've needed that person for happiness and love and acceptance and, all of that. Cause I didn't have it, like, I didn't have it with myself, but now that I have it within myself, yeah. Thank you, Cassie. I love you. Cassie's who I've talked about earlier about who I was explaining the boot story with David and how I called you afterwards and was like, I know there's women who can't say that to men or even a guy to a girl, if that is it. And they can't, and that's what hurt me, because I know that this is a big deal, and like PTSD is like, I know I have a long road in front of me, but like this this last sentence on my light worker prayer that I say, Cassie, the last sentence in this prayer, which I'll just say it again. It says, I am here to be truly helpful. I am here to represent she who sent me. I do not have to think about what to say or do because she who sent me will direct me. I am happy to be wherever she wishes, knowing that she always goes with me, which is, she's talking about our higher selves, okay, is what my teacher's talking about. And the last one, it says, I will be healed as I let the healing happen through me. Isn't that awesome? When I read that, I even highlighted it. I'm like, that is exactly what I need to hear, because I was like worried about, I'm like, I can't help them through this because I'm going to be going through this, but healing as a collective is powerful. Like when you have a group of women behind you that know exactly what the hell's going on, and you help each other, like how Cassie and I, we help each other with everything. Like whenever I'm needing help, like that's just what we do. But as like when there's more women behind it, there's an energy behind that, like a real legit energy that is powerful. And so yesterday, I even told my mom, I don't know if I told Cassie, but I felt so powerful yesterday. Like because I'm taking my power back. Like what I talked about last week is I was still taking my power from him, because and Cassie knows better than anybody, probably anyone in the world, of how it's been and how this is like everybody wants this to happen, and I wish him well and I want him to be okay, but it's not my concern anymore. It's just not. And last night when I was upset and like, having second thoughts about this, and then I woke up and I had, this stupid conversation, the same one I always have with him, where he's trying to drag me down. And he doesn't want to see me rise. But I rose when I was with him. And that is what I want to help women do if they need help doing that. Like if your self-esteem is just like crushed and you don't even know who you are, you've lost yourself, and it's hard to show up for your children that way, then that is what I can help you with. Because I did it, and I didn't allow his words to make me feel, it almost gave me more momentum to like love myself even more. Like, it's hard to explain, but like when he wouldn't be okay with things, I would do them because I wanted to not do what he wanted me to do. I wanted to not piss him off, but I wanted to show him that you're not in control of me. And that is what he's not liking right now. That's why it's just not good. And so, but yeah, I blocked the jail phone number, or the jail number, and so now it's just like I figure out a plan, and that's my next thing. So sorry, I don't know.